Hi, Paige here. Today is Saturday, September 27th, 2025. And I am participating in the Decade Divas 1970s inspired collaboration hosted by Shannon of the Spoony Stitcher and Teresa of Critters Crochet. And what it is it's a collaboration of fiber enthusiasts, crocheters, knitters. There might be some felting. We each were assigned a day to post a video showing something we made, fiber related, inspired by the 1970s. So I was assigned today, September 27th, to post my video. And there are over 30 participants. And there's about 6 or so channels that will post their video each week during September and October. There is a skip week, but I'll get to that. So let me turn this music down a little. I'm drinking my RC, me and my RC. Remember the commercials? In fact, why don't I pour it into my... I wanted to have ice in here. Pretend you can hear the chinkling of ice, but I forgot to get some ice. My disco ball cup with a straw. I made my earrings. They were going to be granny squares, but they just didn't look right as squares, so I made them into diamonds. And I've got my floppy 70s hat, my John Lennon glasses, and my boho moo-moo. All right. Can't wait to show you guys what I made. So I encourage you to watch all the videos, all the channels, and just have fun watching what nobody knows what each other made. Like, as we post our video, that's when the world gets to see, that's when everyone gets to see for the first time what we made. So you'll get to see what I made. Before I show you, this week, so September 23rd, which was 4 days ago, Sweet Pea Sid's Inspiration posted her video. All the links will be in the description, but I want to shout out the channels that are posting during this week. So Sweet Pea Sid's Inspiration, her name is Sydney. Go check out what she made. Camille's Creations, she posted this week. Michelle Plays Hooky, she posted this week. And then also the Armchair Chef, her name is Lori. And Queen's Crafts by Bridget. So those are the other channels that were assigned this week, in addition to me. Then this upcoming week is a skip week. So tune back in October 4th when we have more videos posted. But the videos started being posted in the beginning of September, the beginning of this month. And there are links to the hosts, Shannon of the Spoony Stitcher, Teresa of Critters Crochet, and all the participants in the description box so that you can go and watch their videos too. This was so fun. So I made my project back in the spring. I was so excited. I wanted to get started. And so away I went. Okay. Let me take another sip. I think what I'll do is roll the reveal and then come back and and talk to you about what I made. All right, let's roll. Okay, so I made a Barbie outfit, a 70s inspired Barbie outfit. Bell-bottom jeans, a granny stitch poncho, a big floppy hat. She's got her blue eyeshadow. And the boots I got from Etsy, and they're part of the My Scene line. This stand is actually, it came with my frother. It's for storing your frother, but it's working perfectly as a Barbie stand. So yeah. All right, so the jeans are, I kind of modified as I went, but I started, and they were bell bottom. It's a pattern from Etsy. I'll link it. And it was a it was like a jumpsuit, I guess, but I didn't make the top. I just made them as jeans, and then they weren't coming out as long as I wanted, so I kept going and I kept increasing. So that's how those turned out. I used embroidery floss, and I believe I used a 2mm hook and all 6 strands of embroidery floss. The hat, so I got a pattern for a Barbie, a big floppy wide brim Barbie hat from Etsy. I'll link that as well. And I made it, but it didn't turn out, I wasn't super happy with how it turned out. So I started over. I changed the color to more of kind of a straw color. And I held 12 strands of embroidery floss. I believe I stuck with the 2.0mm hook. And I started it the way that pattern started, just to get myself started. But then I tried it on her, because I think when I started it, did I have the Barbie yet? I don't recall if I had the Barbie yet, but I did fittings. I just kept fitting it until it was how I wanted it. And then, yeah, just kind of kept going until it was the way I wanted. You'll see in the pattern, if you check out the pattern, it has kind of a scalloped edge, and the crown part isn't as tall, so it just didn't fit her quite right. The poncho is my design. I made, again, embroidery floss. It's a granny stitch. And I did 2 rectangles and then stitched them together. One was longer than the other. Technically, you're supposed to make them equal dimensions and then you stitch them, because I made one for one of my daughters back when she was a kid and she wanted one. But so this rectangle is shorter because the seam comes all the way down. If they were equal dimensions, the rectangles that you stitch together, there would be this seam, but then there would be a seam over here. I don't know if that makes sense, but it worked out. So yeah, I'm super happy with it. This was so fun. I don't know that I've ever crocheted Barbie clothes before, but yeah, this was a lot of fun. I can see why, because weren't Barbies invented as a manipulative for fashion designers, just as a way to create prototypes? Yeah, and then she became an iconic toy. And this Barbie is actually from the Dollar Tree. She was $1.25. I did get like a more expensive one, like an actual Barbie brand Barbie, but she was not posable. And I couldn't, yeah, she wasn't posable, and it just wasn't working out. So I went with the Dollar Tree Barbie. So I had loads of fun making her. I hope you had fun watching. And yeah, tune in, keep watching. I'm definitely going to be watching all the different participants and checking it out. Thank you, Shannon and Teresa, for hosting this collaboration. It was a ton of fun. And yeah, have a great day, great weekend, great night, whatever time it is for you. And I'll catch you next time. Bye.